Understand you soon, it won't be long. Keep on, keep running.
Yeah, this is the homework set for year 10s. Okay, I'm going to use the trial method, tracing paper method, and then we can see if we can count back to see if we can find out how far away this is. Now, on these particular ones, with the tracing paper method, it will go not too bad. We can see that's going to rotate round to there on that particular square. Okay, and you can see how when I started, I've given these a go. It's not quite there. Okay, next one. Okay, rotated round too high, and so on. So, doing the trial and error method, I've been able to find it quite easily. If we're looking at the next one, again, you would draw around the shape, or roughly around the shape. Okay, that's where it is. That's where it's going to rotate to. So I know it's going to go clockwise. This one has gone clockwise, and we can measure the angle it's gone. Now, if that had gone a full quarter turn, okay, so we're going to go from there, and we'll go a quarter turn, that would be to there. So again, it's gone less than a quarter turn, so we could measure that if we used an angle. Okay, and we're going to draw an angle down to there, and an angle for thinking where this is going to go. That's the angle of rotation. Okay, so from that middle point where them lines intersect, that would give me my angle of rotation. Alright, so on to the next one. Again, coming down here, let's have a guess as there. Rotate round. Okay, so not too bad, not quite right, too far over, so let's try there. Right, you can see that's gone down quite a bit. Okay, so let's try one above. Okay, and again, not quite there, but again, we're very close. Halfway, and you can see we can find that. Okay, so again, that's going to be at that point there. And again, if I wanted to do my degree of rotation, okay, think about where this angle is going to be from there, and I'm going to the same point here. That's going to be a 90-degree rotation, quarter turn. Okay, looking at this shape here, again, you can see it's not quite 180 degrees. Okay, so, but it's not far off. Okay, so that one's too low. Let's go up one. Okay, halfway, and then down a little bit too far. And again, you can trial and error until you find where that would be. Okay. So that one's going to be about that. Now, all this one is not ideal because, or the sheet is not ideal because there's no, I added the grid marks on afterwards. It will give you a rough idea, but again, it's not an ideal sheet, to be fair. Okay. Now, as you're doing the trial and error on this, you can see we can sort of like, if we look at this one, okay, I'm sort of like the shape's too high up, so I know my point of rotation has to come lower down. If I go even higher, okay, I'm moving across. So let's go drop down. I'm almost there. Okay, if I drop down a square, okay, and again it's pretty much there. I'm not quite there, so let's move across a little. Which way is going to be right? And there we go. Okay, and that's how you would use your center of rotation on that one. And again, coming from the center, you can show your degree of rotation. Okay. It's quite easy to use the tracing paper when you have had a go at it. Okay, the key thing is making sure that your pen stays in the same place, okay, as you're rotating these round. Okay. So you do not have to be overly accurate when you're doing this, especially if it's an exam situation. Okay, so let's rotate that round so we can see we're too low, so we need to go up one, almost there. Okay, across to half, and again you can soon very easily get into the swing of, and that's spot on. So that one is not exactly halfway, and again we're going clockwise. And if we're thinking about, oops, that's my original point of rotation. If I rotate to that shape, I've gone now from a horizontal to a vertical, and you can see that that is a 90 degree from there clockwise to there. Okay, I'm just going to do one more. And that will be this red one here at the bottom. Okay, there's my shape. Now I could rotate it around a point here. If I rotate it that way, you can see, okay, my shape's going to be the opposite way round. So it's definitely not going to rotate that way around a point. Okay, I know I need to rotate it the other way. Okay, so if I rotate it another way, then my shape is the right way round. Alright, even if I rotate it all the way around. Now if I rotate from this point and I do it again anti-clockwise, my shape is the right way round, okay, but it was just off the page. Okay, so let's go back to my original shape. I do know I need to rotate it that way. Okay, so this one's going to be quite a close rotation. Let's try that point there. Almost. Okay. And there we go, that's where the point is. Okay. Now, if we look at that point, can we possibly count it? Okay. If we're thinking we're going to go 3/4 along and 1, 2 up. 3/4, 1, 2 up. Okay. If we look at this point, let's rotate that. Okay. Remember, we want to go to this point. Okay. And again, 3/4 up, 1, 2. So we could more or less count exactly where that's going to come. 3/4 the way up, and then 1, 2 points along. 3/4 along, 1, 2. Okay. If we looked at this point here, And again, if we go to that point and that point there, we could say we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 up and 1 to the right. If we start here, okay, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4 up and 1 to the right. Okay, so again, you can count on your way up to find it. It's more difficult to do it that way, much more easy to use a piece of tracing paper.